every negotiation is completely different. But more often than not, you have a seller who's at one price and a buyer who's at another. And you have to bridge the gap. And a lot of times you don't know how to do it, but there's different things that you can say to both sides to get them to slowly bridge the gap to come to an agreeable price with concessions possibly, or throw-ins or add-ons, so that both sides feel happy at the end of the day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a real negotiation that I'm in the middle of right now. I have an apartment I'm trying to sell in Brooklyn at 550 Vanderbilt. It's a beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and it's asking $1.5 million, which is a little bit high, but it's a pretty good deal. And I've got a buyer who offered me by email $1.1 million. So $400,000 under the asking price, which based on other comparables that are out there, based on the way the market's moving, isn't a terrible offer. It's low. We've had an offer like that before that the seller flat out rejected. And so my job right now is I need to bridge the gap because I know the seller wants to sell and I know the buyer wants to buy. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to get them to come closer together slowly but surely. I have no idea how this is going to happen. I have no idea how this is going to go. It may be a total disaster. Hopefully it won't be. Let's see. So first up, I'm going to call the buyer. I asked him to write down the reasons why $1.1 million was a good offer, because when you ask buyers to do that, it helps them even think through it. And sometimes they'll realize, oh yeah, it is too low. And let's see what he says, because I'm going to try to get him up first before I present the offer to my seller.
Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. So I got your offer. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Did you have a second to kind of write down why you wanted to make an offer at 1.1, given that it's such a low offer asking price?
I did it. Yeah. I had a few reasons. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, if we could, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah. So we've been looking for a while. So we've seen other stuff on the market, and we kind of know what's out there.
Right.
And like within a 5-minute walk, there's a couple apartments that are the same size that sold like right around 1.2.
Okay.
And there's other stuff on the market in the building that's on higher floors that's on 1.5 that we think those are worth 1.5, but this is like a lower floor. It doesn't get all that much light. There's no view. So with that and the other stuff on the market and what we could get just a couple blocks away,
right?
We felt like 1.1 was a really fair place to start.
Okay. I can tell you though that we've had 1.1 as an offer before, and the seller flat out rejected it. And I don't want to do that. I think the apartment works really well for you. I think you guys actually really loved it when you were in the space. What I want to do is I want to present the best possible offer to the seller so I can try to get you the best possible counter. Now, if 1.1 is your best offer, then I'll present that, but I just want to let you know, then this apartment probably isn't for you.
Okay. I mean, look, we could do more than 1.1, but I don't know really how much we could come up. I feel fine a little bit above 1.1, but I don't know, maybe because like I'm in a studio now and we're gonna need more stuff. So what if I did like 1.2, which is $100,000 more?
That is $100,000 more.
Yeah, and then maybe we really like all their stuff. So if we could keep the furniture in the apartment, then we wouldn't have to buy all that stuff ourselves, and we would save on movers and all that. So
okay.
Why don't we do 1.2, but you guys have to give me the furniture?
Got it. Okay, let me see. The furniture, and I think is relatively pretty expensive, but let me see what I can do. 1.2 is definitely much better than 1.1. I'll at least come back to you with a counter. Let me call them now, and I'll get right back to you.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, bye.
Bye.
Okay, so I got him up. He started at 1.1, which I knew was way too low. He's come up to 1.2, but he also threw in all the furniture, which is something that we do a lot of times in deals to try to bridge the gap. So it's interesting that they kind of knew to do that automatically on their own. Problem is here, this furniture is really expensive. It probably costs way more than $100,000, all things considered, but if it helps sweeten the deal at the end of the day, it is used furniture. So now I'm going to call the seller. I'm going to present the offer as it's come in and see what the seller wants to do and try to get them to counter. And if you also notice, I've got my little notebook here, little RS notebook. If you want to go into my store, in the merch store, there are Serhant Team notebooks just for you. But I also use it so I can keep notes. Because sometimes in these conversations, these negotiations, so many different things come about, I can't remember. And it's important for me to remember that he started at 1.1, I've got him to 1.2. A big reason for his offer were the comps, the fact that they've seen a lot, not a lot is sold in the area, and higher floor apartments in the building are asking 1.5. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to pay 1.5 for a lower floor. That's good for me to remember. So let me call the seller.
Hey, Ryan.
How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I have an offer for you.
Great. What is it?
So they started at 1.1. Don't freak out.
What?
Yes, I know. They started at 1.1, which is obviously too low. But I just got off the phone with them, and I've gotten them up already, without even a counter from you, to 1.2. Okay?
Is that a joke?
Nope, not a joke. They're at 1.2 with the furniture. They really like your furniture. Yes. So
They should really like my furniture. It's expensive.
it is expensive. So just take a moment, breathe a little bit, and it's an offer. This is the best offer we've had since we've been on the market, and we've been on the market a really long time. And honestly, that's one of the things that the buyer mentioned to me, was that there's a lot on the market, not a lot is sold. There's other apartments in the building that are higher floors at our same asking price, which you and I both know, and they've seen a lot over a long period of time.
I think this is ridiculous. The unit next door just closed a few months ago for 1.6.
Right. But that went into contract almost 9 months ago at a much different time. The stock market hadn't been tanking. Things were really, really different. And the unit right upstairs from you just sold under our current asking price. So that's a comp.
It's smaller.
It's a little bit smaller, but the price per bedroom on that one makes our price seem much, much higher. So listen, we don't have to counter. I mean, it's the only buyer we have on the table right now. It's the best offer we've ever had, and it's up to you if you want to lose them.
Well, no, I don't want to lose them. I have to move, but I'm not giving them my furniture. I'll do 1.4 and they can have the AV equipment.
The AV equipment. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. No, I think that's great. I think you just came down to $100,000. I think that's a great, great counter.
Right.
Let me call him now and I'll call you back.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay. So a lot of times there's a lot of emotions in negotiations, and bridging the gap isn't just on an Excel sheet. She's raised her kids in this apartment, and the reason they're moving is because it's a 2-bedroom and she needs a 3-bedroom, and they wanted to get a lot more. We've been on the market for a long time, in part because we started at an even higher price. So at 1.5, she now feels like she's already come down. So now, taking notes, I'm at 1.4, only the AV system, no furniture, and I've got to get my guy to get up. So let's see how we're going to do this.
Hello.
Hey, Nick, it's Ryan again. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
All right, good. So I just spoke to my seller, and I've got a great counter for you. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
All right. So she really didn't want to come down in price at all, because remember, we were at a much higher price before, and she already feels like 1.5 is a reduction. But I got her to come down to 1.4.
Okay.
All right. So I know it's not 1.2. We're still a ways off, but she came down
You got the
1.4.
furniture, right?
I'm sorry?
You got the furniture?
I did not get the furniture, but I got you the full audio visual system. So all the speakers, everything that's wired, everything, it can be an app on your phone, the TVs, all of that, which is a huge expense to you to put in. Honestly, it's a massive expense. So I think that's pretty big.
Okay.
And that's where we are. I don't know how much further she's going to come from there.
Okay. Look, we were hoping to really get this like around 1.2, maybe like 1.25, but
Right.
I guess that's not going to happen.
Well, I mean, 1.25 is a good counter. I don't think it's going to get us anywhere, unfortunately, because remember, there is a comp for the apartment right next door that did sell, even though it went to contract a while ago. It sold for much higher than our current ask. So the market is justifiable. I know things are different. So even at 1.4, you're getting a good deal, but I don't want to push you to do something you don't want to do.
Okay. So I think what we could do is we could do. Why don't we do 1.3 million?
Okay.
But if I'm going to do 1.3 million, I want all that audio stuff.
Yeah.
You said in the TVs too. But I need more time because with the down payment, I need time for my bonus. So how about if we close like six months from now at 1.3 with that stuff included? Then I think to make it work.
And you still need the furniture?
I can't do it right now. If I can get the furniture, yeah, why don't we try it?
Okay, so 1.3, all the audiovisual plus the furniture, plus you need 6 months.
Yeah, but there's $100,000 more.
Yes, no, I'm doing the math. It is $100,000 more. You've come up a lot. I think this is great positive movement. Let me call him back right now. Let me see what I can do.
Okay, I really don't want to come up more, so...
I understand.
Just try and make it fit.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Okay, so he just came up another $100,000. What that really shows to me is that he's very motivated. He really wants this apartment and he's trying to make it work in every way he can by even coming up with another concession, which is if you just give him a little bit more time, he'll go to contract now, but he'll still be able to close at a better number. So he's already come up $200,000, honestly, in the matter of minutes. My seller, on the other hand, is going to be a little bit harder. So let's see what she's willing to do.
Do you have good news for me?
I do. It's not exactly the news that you're looking for, but I think it's really good. I got him up another $100,000. He only wanted to come up another 50. I got him up another 100.
That does not sound like great news.
But it's the best offer we've ever had. It's 1.3 million.
So then maybe he's just not our guy.
It's possible. I can call him back right now and tell him that you're not the right buyer and I'm sorry. But just hear me out for 1 second before we make that decision, okay?
Fine.
He's at 1.3. He wants the furniture, as discussed. He really likes it. It's nice furniture. You're a great designer. You've designed an amazing apartment. It's beautiful. He needs the audio-visual equipment, which is a great throw-in. And honestly, for you, that's a sunk cost. What are you going to do? Rip out all the wires and speakers and everything? That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe.
And he needs an extra 6 months to close.
6 months?
Because in order to make this work for him, he needs to save up a little bit more money. He can do the down payment now, but in order for him to get the loan and be able to close and do the whole kit and caboodle, he needs a little bit extra time, which honestly, as I think about it now, I know you need to move, but you still haven't found a place to go, have you?
No, you're supposed to be helping me.
And I am helping you. And I am helping you, but we haven't even started that process yet. And I want you to get the best deal as well on the buy side. So this gives us a little bit extra time so we're not rushing to try to find a place for you to go. And you'll feel comfortable because you already have your place in contract.
So 1.3 with furniture, AV, and 6 months.
Exactly.
I can't do that.
Okay.
I mean, if he's serious and wants everything that I've designed and wants my apartment, then he has to come up.
So what if we split the difference?
So 1.35?
1.35. I know it's not where you want to be, but with this particular...
Not even close to where I want to be.
I understand. But with this particular buyer, and this particular moment, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
Fine. I mean, we've been doing this for way too long. I want it sold, but that's it. Don't call me back and say that he wants to do 1.325 or wants a year to close. That's it.
Okay, 1.35, all the concessions that he discussed, I'll come right back to you.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, so not too long ago, I had a $400,000 gap to bridge. Now I have a $50,000 gap to bridge. Both sides seem like they are at their wits' end. Now it's really just up to the buyer because the seller doesn't seem like she's going to come down anymore. But what I use there at the end is another tactic, which is split the difference. That way it doesn't feel like she's coming down. It's not going to feel like he's coming up. It feels like both sides are just meeting in the middle, nice handshake, and they're both going to be happy at the end of the day. So let's see if he agrees, and let's see if he does it.
Ryan.
Yes, busy afternoon. Do you have a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are basically there. She really didn't want to come down from 1.4, but the really good news is that I got her to include the furniture, I got her to include the audio visual system, and I got her to agree to your 6-month timeline. Okay?
Cool. Yeah, so...
But just not at 1.3. She'll split the difference with you.
Okay,
So she'll come down 50,000 if you come up 50,000. And then we have a deal. And you found yourself your brand new home that's fully furnished with a whole audio visual system, by the way, that you don't have to close on tomorrow because I just got you 6 months to close.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. That's like such great news. And I wasn't planning on getting that TV stuff, so that's really cool. Wow.
Yeah, so I think that's how you should look at it. I mean, the audio-visual system alone is going to be $50,000. So the fact that she's already including that, that's basically net around what you max wanted to pay of 1.3.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. All right, I'll get everything ready. We'll connect you guys, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Bye-bye. And so that's how you do it. We bridge the gap, a $400,000 gap, I might add, a pretty big one. And we use a lot of different tactics to do it, including splitting the difference right there at the end, turning negatives into positives, and really having open, honest conversations with both sides so that they didn't want to lose each other. And I promise you, at the closing table, both sides will be very happy.